Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. I got today right. It's Friday. It's Friday, y'all. It is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. So book. Um, Let me see. Today's gonna be a good topic. Okay. Every day this week, my goal is to bring you some really quick tips. This week, we're talking about pricing. Um, Today's topic we're going to talk about is what makes a good high ticket product or service, right? So let me tune in. Okay, I got my Facebook up. All right. If you're tuning in from Facebook, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me. Also, if you're tuning in from YouTube, subscribe. If I'm new to your timeline, um, hey, I'm Stephanie A. Wynn, and I'm an author, and I am passionate about helping my business community, my author community, build a brand from the ground up and make it simplistic so it's not so much overwhelming. So, thank you all for tuning in today. Today's topic is what makes a good high ticket product or service. So you may be asking, like, what do you mean by that? What is a high ticket product or service? Well, high ticket could be anything. It could be whatever you feel is a high ticket. But I'll just start with some basics because I want you all to get just some simplistic tips. And again, my goal is just to give you business tips so that you can go back and you can, you know, utilize it in your business, right? So again, thank you to all that have tuned in. Thank you for your support. So let's talk about what makes a good high ticket product or service. So let's talk about high ticket price product or service. Now, if we have a car like a BMW, Lexus, Maserati, um, McLaren, those type of cars, those high end cars, right? Those are luxury vehicles. So um let's talk about this. Let's unpack this, right? So, of course, cars are always something that, people are used to paying, a lot of money for. And, but they buy them, right? They buy the cars that they want. They buy the cars that they can afford. So, I want you to think about your product or service. So, when we talk about high ticket items like products or services. So, one thing could be, let's talk about the service base. So it could be a program that you're offering for your audience for them to attend, right? It could be a master class, it could be a seminar, webinar, workshop, but you may want to price it at a certain price range. The goal is when you're choosing to sell, these product or services, you want to make sure that you find something that has a lot of value. One, I always talk about adding value. That's one. Number two, you want to make sure that there's a need for this high price, high ticket product or service, right? So you want to make sure you find the need, make sure that it's a value, and you also want to make sure that you know who actually, like, who your ideal customer is going to be to purchase this actual high ticket product or service. So I'm super excited about this topic today. So if you know anybody that has a business, who's starting a business, they need help, tag them, share, invite them in to this live. So let's get busy. So this topic is about what makes a good high ticket product or service. We're going to talk about that today. So number one, get your pen, get your paper. Number one, we're going to talk about, you need to have them. It's a product or service with low production costs. So you need to make sure that whatever it is that you're offering, whether it's a product or a service, that the production cost to make this very thing is not like through the roof. The production costs are low. Something that you can do, right? So, and I'll dive deep into that. So I talked about earlier a service, a program that you're offering. It should not cost a lot of money to put this masterclass or workshop series together. Like, it should not be exhausting. right? To the point to where you're out of a lot of money. So you want the product or service to have a low production cost. That's number one. That's number one. But before we move on, let me just break this down. I want you to make sure that we talked about having value. We talked about, that's one of the objectives to having a high ticket product or service. You want to add value. You also, most importantly, you should know who this particular product or service is going to serve. Before you start getting into the cost, who is this for? Who is this product or service for? Do you know that? You need to know that before you do anything else. Who is this product or service, this high ticket product or service? Who is it for? Who are the people who are most likely to buy this good high ticket product or service? Right? So number one, remember I said your product or service should have a low cost, should be low cost to produce it, right? You should have a low cost, low production cost. Number two, this could be an online course, right? This is what makes a good high ticket product or service. It could be an online course, right? You could charge a premium price for an online course. It could be live, it could be pre-recorded, but that's one of the options. It could be an online course, right? Number three, it could be master classes, it could be seminars, it could be workshops. These are what make good high ticket product or services. So I want to talk about, let's go back to an online course. What does that look like? That could be a course about like how to build a brand, right? And maybe you're going to walk them through like several modules, or maybe just have one module, but you charge a premium price for this particular information, right? You charge a price, a high ticket price for this online course. Maybe you're live in the course, maybe it's pre-recorded, maybe you have them doing homework. I learn by seeing and then going back. I like to read, I like to see visuals as well. So I'm a visual and I read, I love to read. So maybe in this course, you're providing your attendees with a workbook, like an interactive workbook or some sort, or maybe some type of journal. I don't know, but that's the value that you have to ask yourself, okay, what value am I going to bring to this particular this course, right? So remember, it could be master classes, seminars, and workshops, right? That's one of the high ticket product or services that you're going to offer. Now, when we talk about products, maybe there are some products that you're selling that you feel are high end. It could be clothing. Some people have a clothing store, a boutique, and you have high end fashion items, right? It could be scarves, it could be sweaters, shawls, whatever that may be. It could be high end. But again, what's high end, right? High end could be anything upwards of $100, right? You may think that, but your services, like say you have services that you're providing and they're high ticket services. You want to make sure when you're using like seminars, workshops, and master classes, you want to make sure that you take your time and you build it out. So I'm going to break that down for the master classes, right? Let's talk about the master class. You can serve multiple people, right, at the same time with offering a high ticket service. So it could be a master class, seminars, workshop. You only have to present one time, once, and then you can have 30 people who are paying like $19.97. So if you have 30 people, so you multiply $19.97 times 30 people. Let me do the math for y'all. That's 60 grand. That's 60 grand. $59,910 to be exact. So You see where I'm going with this. So what I'm saying is, when you're deciding to create a product or service, so maybe it's a master class or seminar or workshop, you're charging upwards of 1997, like 2000 and up, right? So you're creating this product, which is the master class, the workshop. They're getting, what's the value? The value is, maybe you're going to go do this live. That's one of the values. Number two, they're getting an interactive workbook. That's another value, right? Where they can actually follow along, take notes. So they make sure that they don't miss something, right? They can write down something while they're going through this particular workshop, seminar, or masterclass, right? So then also you want to make sure that that you're not, maybe you're only going to keep it exclusive to a certain amount of people. So I just use the number 30 just to give you an idea of like 30 times that, whatever you're charging for this high ticket product or service. But maybe you're going to keep it just exclusive to a certain group of people. So that way some people don't get lost, right? So let's say if you only have 20 seats available, you maybe someone didn't get in on time. Guess what you can do? You can create a wait list. So the next time that you're offering this, masterclass, seminar, workshop, they'll be on the list to get notified when the tickets go on sale again, or if you're opening up for new attendees. So does that make sense? So remember, these are just examples of what makes a good high ticket product or service. Master classes, seminars, webinars. And then number four, let's talk about number four. While this is most important, what makes a good high ticket product or service is creating a marketing strategy that gets results. And what do I mean by that? That means before you start selling to your audience or the people who you feel this is most important to, that means that you help them with, you make sure that your marketing strategy is on point, right? A lot of times we'll start selling. We'll sell to our friends and family. And I'm going to keep saying this because we do this often. We'll sell to our friends and family. After our friends and family has purchased what we're selling, and the buzz die down, we don't have a plan. We don't have a plan. So you need a plan, a marketing strategy. You need a marketing strategy, you need a marketing plan. All of these things need to tie in together so that the people who needs this information, they can gather this information and they can sign up in there. It's also called brand awareness, right? That brand awareness, brand development, all of that is a part of marketing. And sometimes we will promote an item before we have a plan. Oh, I'm just going to sell it to all of my people, all my Facebook friends, all my LinkedIn friends, and everybody doesn't want what you have. So before you start selling anything, before you announce anything, the most important out of all of the things that I've listed here is you got to create a marketing plan that get results. First of all, you need to find out if there's a need. I talked about this in the beginning. What makes a good high ticket product or service? You got to find out first if there's a need in the marketplace for this very thing. I'm just saying. Does that make sense? That makes sense to you? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you can hear me. I want to give a shout out to those that are listening in to this live. If you have a business, if you have a book, if you have a brand, remember, if nobody knows that you exist, nobody's buying into what you're selling. So I'm here to help you help yourself, because it's one thing to start promoting this product or service. It's another thing to charge a premium price for it, and you're not adding value to the people that needs it. What do I mean by add value? I mean that if you're going to charge $2,000 for anything, whatever it is, $2,000 for them to consult with you, right? Make sure that it's a value and you're helping them. Like, they could take what you said and apply it, and they get results. That's value, right? Make sure that what you're giving them, if your price is $19.97, just make sure that when they leave, that like, listen, man, it's worth it, right? You over deliver. You under promise and over deliver. You over deliver. Maybe you're going to give them a free one-on-one 30-minute coaching session with you. Maybe in addition to them paying the $19.97, right? Maybe you give them a marketing strategy, or maybe you give them some type of discovery outline of what they're needing, right? If you're a life coach, if you're a coach consultant, if you're a speaker, maybe you give them something extra so that now it's really of value. Does that make sense? Oh, thanks, Raven. Hey, Raven. Shout out to Raven Williams on YouTube. Yes. So I'm super excited. Shout out to Raven on my group. I've started my business now. What group? Listen, I'm saying all this to say that what makes a good high ticket product or service is making sure that you, for one, add value. So that when people go through whatever program it is, they remember you. Like, you know what? I went through, Stephanie helped me do this. I went through her program. She showed me this, but I forgot to do something that she told me, right? You're adding value when you know that, okay, I know that this person could use this information. So maybe it's something that you don't provide, but you know somebody that can provide the information that they need. And that's of value. Now you're helping them get everything that they need, right? You're helping them get everything that they need. And so I'm gonna run down these 4 things that you're going to need to make a good high ticket product or service. So number 1, I said you need a product or service with a low production cost. You need a product or service with a low production cost. What do I mean by that? That means that you're not breaking the bank to create this product or service, meaning that it's affordable for you to create it, but you're not, paying like tens and thousands of dollars to create it when it only maybe just cost you some sweat equity, right? Maybe you had to do an all-nighter to get the presentation together, right? One of those type of deals, right? Number 2, an online course is what makes good for a high ticket product or service. Maybe you create an online course, and maybe there's somebody that's listening. You've been wanting to do an online course for a while. You've been procrastinating, but I need to perfect it. I need to get this done. Listen, just do it. Write out the content. I'm going to give you Canva. Go to canva.com. I'll also put the link to Canva in the description, in the comments, because it's easy. It's simple. You could just go to Canva, create your presentation, and keep it moving. People need what you have. And if you don't get out here and get in front of your audience, nobody's going to be able to get what you have because they don't know that you have what they need. So that's number 2. Number 3, master classes, seminars, and workshops or webinars. You can create a masterclass, a seminar, or a workshop or webinar, and that will make for a good high ticket product or service. Maybe after the masterclass, maybe you have whatever you decide, whether it's a seminar, workshop, masterclass, you decide that you want to sell maybe your book. Maybe you have a book, right? Maybe you have a book. And so you sell that as a part of, that's one of your products. So you could include your book inside this high ticket product or service, so that now it's more of value. So they're getting an interactive workbook, they're getting your book, right? Or ebook. Maybe you have an ebook. All business owners, just FYI, you should have some type of ebook, digital product, some type of digital product, right? Number 4, last but not least, you want to create a marketing plan that get results. What do I mean by that? You want to make sure that whatever it is that you decide to sell as a high ticket product or service, you want to make sure that it's marketable. You want to make sure that it is a need for what it is that you're going to sell, right? You're not reinventing the wheel, just putting your own spin on it. But you first have to make sure that there's a need for it. Does that make sense? Like, it has to be a need for what it is that you're going to sell at a high ticket price. I'm just saying. All right. So, if these tips have been helpful to you, drop a comment in the description. If you're on YouTube, drop a comment. If you're on Facebook, thank you for tuning in. If these tips have been helpful and you know that somebody can use these tips, tag, share with your friends. Again, to be great at anything, it first starts with the renewing of your mind. If nobody knows that you exist, whether you're an author, whether you're a business owner, or whether you're building a brand, nobody knows to buy into what you're selling. So remember, what makes a good high ticket product or service? It starts with value. You have to make sure you know who the people are who needs this high ticket price item, right? Before you even start selling it. Who are the people that need this, right? Who are the people that you know will buy this? Is there a need in the marketplace for it, right? So I'm your girl, Stephanie A. Wynn. Until next time, have a wonderful weekend. Bye.